Thrasher editor Jake Phelps dies at 56. Jake Phelps, the longtime editor of skateboarding magazine Thrasher and a beloved legend in the skating world, has died at age 56. His death was confirmed on Instagram by the mag's publisher, Tony Vitello of the magazine's founder, Fausto Vitello, who wrote, "Jake. But no cause of death was announced at press time, and a spokesperson for Phelps could not be reached for comment." Phelps' uncle, Clark Phelps, paid tribute as well, writing on Thursday, March 14 that Jake died. Phelps, born in California on September 25, 1962, was the editor-in-chief of Thrasher for 26 years, leveraging his lifelong passion for skateboarding into a gig at the San Francisco-based Sports Bible, never giving up his love of writing. His middle fingers. Phelps' death was mourned by fellow skaters, musicians, comedians, admirers and fellow rebels across the spectrum on Friday, March 15. "Oh damn, Jake Phelps died. Wow, I don't, thanks for the inspiration. Rip Jake Phelps." Jake Phelps is the embodiment of skateboarding. A guide for what was such tragic news about the passing of Jake Phelps. He was a true skate. Rip Jake Phelps. Definition of a real skater. FR. Rip Jake Phelps. You are skateboard. Rip Jake Phelps. Skateboarding wouldn't. Fortunate to meet Phelper. Tony Vitello walked me into Jake's office to meet during an SF visit, but even only chatting once, his charm, wit, generosity, and heart are unmatched. He was truly kind. I was a horrible skateboarder, but being a skateboarder was a huge part of my young life. I'd read every. Thank you, Jake Phelps. My first time to Europe in 1990, I was lost in an airport in Germany, had no idea where to go and was bewildered. Jake pulled me under his wing and helped me get sorted out, just a skater reaching out to a fellow skater. He'll never forget that. Every skater in the world is connected to Jake Phelps one way or another. His influence was
raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.